thing right here, so hot.
So like really, let me actually take y'all back to the beginning correctly of this truck, right? Of me getting this bitch. Because like from the very beginning of buying this thing, I should have known I fucked up. Because this shit was L's from the very fucking get-go, let me tell you. When I saw this thing on Facebook Marketplace, I was like, ooh, yeah, hell yeah, brother. That looked good. Because we had a V8 Trailblazer with 160,000 miles on it. Blown head gasket, I can fix that. 3-row seating, bitch is completely optioned out. Like, yes, 100 yeses. This is like a sick white trash mobile. And we at the Spute and all Spute media tentacles and offshoots, anything Spute related, let me tell you, boy, we love some goddamn white trash shit. Let me fucking tell you. That's what we're about here at the Spute. Love some white trash. And there's not much more white trash than a Chevy Trailblazer, let me tell you right now. So, you know, I was like, fuck yeah, let me get this thing. Only $1,000. I needed a winter car because Gen A is not going to do well in the snow. And there's no way in hell that my fucking beautiful, clean, stock 1995 Integra GSR is gonna touch the winter roads of Iowa because I'm here taking care of my grandma. So I rented a fucking U-Haul and a trailer, which was a whole pain in the ass itself, to go get this thing. And upon getting it, I really should have just refused it. I really shouldn't have bought it because upon getting there, the shit was a big L because I find out that the dude either mistyped or straight fucking lied and said that this truck only had 160K but had 190K. And I'd already rented the fucking truck. I'd already had the trailer. I had the cash right there in my hand. I should have gone and seen it first and not bought it sight unseen. That's the lesson I learned. I'm not Moog from Mighty Car Mods. So I did that. I got it anyways, despite like my gut being like, no, cuh, it's not good, cuh. But I was like, fuck it, you know, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And so I took this thing apart and found out that some of the parts that needed to go in it were broken. Right? Some of the parts that needed to go in it were broken. So I actually had like a month of delays because one of the things that was broken, they sent me the wrong shit. They sent me another shit, and then I bought the wrong radiator, and I had to wait on a new radiator. It's the right one for the V8. V8 straight. Those are different engines, and they got different radiators. Everyone is leaving the fucking lake today. Jesus. But yeah. So. I fucked up buying this thing, really. So, you know, I send the heads off to get did. They get did. And basically, it was like a whole... And, you know, I put it back together, finally, after part hell and, you know, not even being able to, like, have the right shit. Like, after pretty much having to sit on my hands for, like, a fucking month. And I took this thing apart slowly. I was very slow and meticulous with everything about this thing. You know, which is the other frustrating part. It's like, this is like a Murphy's Law thing, almost, because it's like you fucking do everything you can right. You try to do clean work. You try to double check everything and validate what you're working with isn't going to be a fucking brick when you're done. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes just everything goes fucking wrong. So the situation now is that, you know, from the very get-go, it's been running like hot garbage dog shit. Pretty much multiple all-cylinder misfires. Never any fucking traffic on this goddamn road till today, boy. Let me tell you. No traffic on this road until the one time I decided to pull a camera out. Did you hear that Harley? I'm sure you heard that Harley. I'm sure my mics are picking it up. That's what this bitch sounded like. And it would sound like if I started it right now. Basically, I validated that it had good compression, and I had to do stuff. I had to put shorter push rods in it to get compression. Pulled the intake off, cleaned everything, swapped gaskets, put replaced every intake-related gasket I could get my hands on. You know, pretty much replaced a lot of the culprits. Cleaned the whole fuel system. Validated that we had good fuel pressure. All new ignition components, pretty much. So it's not a spark issue. And it would be cylinder specific if it was having trouble getting bang. And on top of all that, now it still refuses to run right, even though it has all the suck, squish, bang, blow it needs. It still completely refuses to run right. And now we're at a point where these Chevys, they have an oil pressure sending unit. That's one thing I like about Chevy trucks. Wow, so much. There's never traffic on this road. They have an oil pressure sending unit, so you get, you have an oil pressure gauge on your dash, which is nice. It's a nice feature. It tells you when you don't got fucking oil pressure, so you don't blow your engine up. And there's a little screen that protects it. It just filters the any crud out from getting in there. And unfortunately for me, I can't run this thing for more than I don't know, man, a minute before that little screen gets clogged up. And the way to get that screen out of there, you kind of have to mangle the screen. And each screen costs $10. So now I'm at a point where to even run this motor, to even diagnose it, I have to spend $10 on an oil pressure screen. Well, I don't get oil pressure. And people keep driving by, even though it's a fucking dead end, and the fucking vacation side of the fucking lake is down there. It's September, dude. Why are y'all at the lake in September? It's ridiculous. But yeah, so now I'm at a point where metal shavings are showing up in that screen, and I don't know exactly how the oil system in these LSs work, but if I see no oil pressure, I shut the motor off. I hope the damn brakes and you all fucking die driving by my fucking chute. But yeah, so basically, I feel like this motor, since now it's eating itself in some way, shape, or form, because this thing has probably had an hour or so of uptime of just me trying to diagnose and figure out what the fuck, or trying to just run it out and see if it'll run better. It was just there's some shit in there it's got to burn or something, early in the diagnosis. This thing's had an hour of uptime, and now it's eating itself. Something in there is eating itself now. So that's really bad. You don't want to find metal shavings in your motor. So either I fucking broke something, or something was bound to break, or something that I put in there is defective. It's one of those three things, and we're gonna find out which one of those three things. Another car is coming. I hope the damn brakes and you burn in hell. I hope the damn brakes and all them people burn in hell for ruining my fucking chute. Not even ruining it, just mildly inconveniencing me. Fuck them, mildly inconveniencing me. It's bullshit. Okay, maybe I can get a few minutes. I mean, there's birds. I can't do nothing about the birds though. There's too many of them. But yeah, so basically now I can't even run this thing without spending $10 on a little oil filter screen. So obviously something is completely kajiggered, completely ruined in my engine. So it has to come out, because I don't think this thing is ever going to be in a drivable state without removing the motor. So I can either fix this one or replace it. I'm leaning pretty heavily towards replacing it. It really sucks for me, because I was hoping to just slap this thing together and have a good running truck. And while I also, was expecting a simple engine, but the specific engine in this Trailblazer is the engine in this Trailblazer is a very specific LS engine, and a pretty complex LS engine at that too. So, now I was expecting a simple truck motor. He eats his churros in the morning. That's not the fuck I got, dude. It's we, not me. I will get this bitch running right, and it'll probably end up making 2 or 3 more of these little Trailblazer side chat videos to talk to y'all. because y'all can't get enough of this shit on Snapchat. So we gonna put it on YouTube, and go ahead and subscribe to the Spute Tube TV and the Spute podcasts. We'll check the Spute podcast on all platforms, boy. All platforms except SoundCloud. We gotta get on SoundCloud. Yeah, check out the Spute podcast, because there will be more.